Everyone's pleased that we have software that is state of the art from a scale of 0 to confident. We're we're confident now. It's web based, so we can access it anywhere with any device. In just a month's time, was far more accurate than what we had available to us in the old system. I don't think we would have received the attention that we do from Vista-Suite from any other vendors that we were considering. To us, it's not just the software that was impressive to us, but the people behind the software.
Hey, Ali, thanks for joining me today. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell our audience about Friend AirCare?
So I'm Oliver Pottenberg. I'm the VP and CFO here at Friend AirCare. We're located in Washington, Pennsylvania, which is about 30 miles south of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We've been in business as Friend AirCare since 1978. We have about 30 employees here. We work across a spectrum of corporate aircraft, Piper Cheyennes, King Airs, Citations. Most of our business is repeat customers and referrals from those customers, as well as they move up the food chain from turboprops to light jets. We do a lot of work around inspection and maintenance of aircraft, but we're spending more and more time on repair as some of the fleet ages. We've also grown quite a bit in avionics, replacing avionics in these older aircraft with state-of-the-art touchscreen glass cockpits.
We're here to talk about Vista-Suite and how you guys are using it. So to start off, what were you using before and what were some of the biggest frustrations with it?
Well, we were using a program called Quick Aviation. It was a financial package with aviation modules added to it. And it was DOS-based and extremely old, perhaps over 35 years old, and less stable, particularly in the last couple of years, that caused us to accelerate our plans.
So you came across Ambry Hill. Tell me about the onboarding process and the implementation process on the very early stages.
So we started, our initial evaluation was approximately 8 different companies, including Vista-Suite. And we narrowed it down to 2 or 3, and then obviously our final selection was Vista-Suite. And one of the things that we saw during the selection process was just a level of engagement from a number of different people at Vista-Suite that really stood out compared to the other companies we were looking at.
How long did it take before you started to see results or benefits just in the implementation, pre-go live?
Well, in some respects, almost immediate, because even before the implementation started, the rapid process assessment to go through our processes and to basically map it all out was of value, because it made us have to articulate how we were doing things. And the different departments were all together while we did that. And it actually caused us to look at what we were doing currently, as well as what we wanted to look like or have it look like in the future, regardless of the software. So, we saw value right away just in the assessment process of what we did. When we got into the implementation, some of the things that we saw immediately were the data that we were getting out of the system after about a month in terms of our WIP data, as well as our inventory data. We felt in just a month's time was far more accurate than what we had available to us in the old system. Even though the data was there, and we worked closely with Vista-Suite to import our data, we felt that the data that was available to us, we could access more quickly and felt more confident in the reports that we were seeing about our data.
So is there anything else about the implementation process that you'd like to say?
One thing that comes to mind is we really didn't want our mechanics to have to use their cell phones on the hangar floor. The FAA has actually been encouraging us not to have our mechanics on their cell phones while they're working. And we basically had required them to put their cell phones away in their toolbox and only to look at them when they're on break. Our work has become more and more repair based because as the aircraft age, it's taking more and more time to repair, which is added to the usual inspection and maintenance tasks. So that becomes a lot more, we have to be a lot more flexible, and it's less predictable and dangerous, so to speak, if safety is not a priority. And I think it was part of the application meeting reality that led to a unique solution that the Vista-Suite folks worked with us, and that was to basically create tablet-based kiosks where our mechanics could log in and out of a task so that labor was being tracked accurately without having to use their cell phones. And it was, I think, valuable for not only our organization, but for Vista-Suite to be able to use that and have that functionality to offer to other customers. So it was really cool that the company looked at how we were doing things, understood our issue, and offered up a solution that was of value to, I think, all parties. Also, during the implementation, it really became apparent to us how transparent Vista-Suite was with where they were with their products and product development. Not only addressed some of our concerns pretty quickly with the next release of software, but it was like a step above in terms of really listening to what we said and seeing that in the latest rev that a lot of our concerns are being taken seriously. And as well as, we said, if this doesn't make sense, let us know, because we don't want to have another situation where the solution becomes so customized that it's unsupportable. And so we wanted to make sure that we were taking advantage of the things that Vista-Suite had created, implemented, and rolled out to customers so that we could benefit from that as well.
When it came to the collaborative effort on the system and with your suggestions and our delivery on those things, how did you feel that went?
Well, I think it went well. I mean, especially what I talked about previously about the kiosk solution, using tablets for our mechanics to log in and out of tasks to more accurately track labor. It was into the implementation when we discovered that we needed additional functionality to do this. And I think Vista-Suite really jumped on getting something that was usable for us, as well as when it was done, they took into account what we were doing with it and what the potential was for other customers, and really came up with fair pricing well into the implementation and well after pricing was agreed to.
And are you getting feedback from your team or even customers that are noticing something a little different in your interactions with them because of the new system?
I think the customers, as said about being able to share video with them more easily than before, that's having an impact. Being able to answer their questions more quickly in terms of reviewing the work orders and seeing where things stand. From a standpoint of internally, there's been a lot more collaboration. Everyone's pleased that we have software that is state of the art, that they can use not just at their PC, but on their phones, on tablets, and at their home. And that, the data that they're looking at is not just more accurate, but just easier to get to, and they have a lot more confidence in being able to get to that data and seeing what that data is that was there all the time, but just inaccessible in the old software.
All right, Ollie. So big question here is, how has the system since changed your confidence in decision-making or visibility into operations?
We have access to our data that we never had before. Even though the data was there, we can access it any place, anytime. That's allowed us to do things more rapidly, as well as have confidence in that data, whether it's WIP data, inventory data, that again allows us to make decisions more quickly and more accurately, and we all feel confident as a group that we're all seeing the same information as well. But the level of confidence, people have in the system, I mean, it's from a scale of 0 to confident. We're we're confident now.
Yeah.
Before we were 2 or 3.
So what would you say made the biggest difference in daily operations? Was it because of visibility that you had with existing data or some other operational aspect?
Well, I think it was the ability to access the data in the application from anywhere. The old application was DOS-based. You had to be in front of a PC to use it. It's web-based, so we can access it anywhere with any device. And that's given us a lot of flexibility. For example, if we had to take an image or a video of a customer's plane to share with them an issue that we had uncovered, we'd take a personal cell phone, shoot a picture, shoot a video, email it to ourselves, upload it into the system. Now we can just take a tablet and have the data go directly into Vista-Suite and be able to share that information directly with the customer. So, we saw that was one of the benefits we saw just in terms of sharing data with the customer and or having our employees being able to look at data remotely, not just being tied to their PC at the hangar.
Is there something that you just can't imagine living without now, having it been implemented for a while?
I can't imagine not being able to access the inventory data like we can now, not being able to see the work in process, the ability to edit work orders. Our old system, we would literally have to delete them and start all over again. Now we can edit them on the fly and be confident in what we're looking at and being able to import that and create invoices from that.
So what's next for the Friend AirCare team with this new foundation in place?
Well, it's going to allow us to grow. We're building a new hangar, expanding our operations with more mechanics and more capabilities, growing our avionics business. So it's given us the tools that we need to do that. The software is flexible in that nature and is powerful, so that we're going to be able to achieve those goals with the software assisting us. Again, the level of transparency that we receive from the company, I don't think we would have received the attention that we do from Vista-Suite from any other vendors that we were considering, and that gives us a lot of confidence in our workflow process and how it's changed and improved because of Vista-Suite.
And so if someone was in a similar situation as you at Friend AirCare, what would you tell them if they were considering Vista-Suite Enterprise?
Oh, absolutely, to consider Vista-Suite Enterprise. And to us, it's not just the software that was impressive to us, but the people behind the software. Continually pleased and with the attention we get, as well as the experience and professionalism of the group. So it's really been a pleasure to work with everyone at Vista-Suite. We really have enjoyed the experience in that regard.
Thank you so much for sharing your story with us today, Ali. I really appreciate it. And if any of our viewers want to get in touch with Friend AirCare, how can they do that?
So yes, you can reach out to us via our website at friendaircare.com. We have links to our different departments, such as sales and parts. Right there, we have avionics shop that has its own alias as well. And we are open to not just the Piper Shines, as I mentioned, but also King Airs and Citation Jets are our bread and butter in terms of the airframes that we take care of here.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And once again, to the viewers, reach out to friendaircare.com if you're interested in connecting with them. Thanks so much, Ali.